What is up? What is up? What is up, everyone? How y'all doing tonight? Let me know if my mic is clear. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Southbound 3 days say, dang sway, but I thought you told us away. No, man, I could never throw y'all away, man. I took a little break, man, but I'm back, man. I'm gonna be doing regular lives and regular videos, so just stay tuned for the content. It's the first live back as promised. I promised y'all I would go live today, so I'm here. I'm here tonight. All right. Gonna talk about the game. Also, I opened up the phone line so you all can call in and let us know what you thought about the game. Unique J, miss you, Swag Buzz. What's going on, Unique J? All right, cool, cool. We all loud and clear, cool. All right. So I just got back from Atlanta early this morning. I got back early this morning. I didn't even stay the night. Me and my people, we just took a day trip down there. We went to the tailgate festivities, and then we went to the game. Game was amazing, amazing atmosphere. They packed it out. The allotted seats that they had in the stadium was full pretty much. Man, it was a beautiful thing to see, man. A beautiful thing to see, all that HBCU culture just in the place, man, and everybody having a good time. No negativity, nothing. It was just a beautiful time. The goalpost movement has begun from the Jackson State haters. Erica Spivey said, hello, Swag Buzz. My voice gone. That game was great. I did the same thing. Yeah, that Atlanta drive ain't no joke, though. That Atlanta drive is no joke. Even though I didn't drive this time, but I know, I've driven from Atlanta a few times. I'm actually gonna drive to Atlanta actually this coming up weekend. But yeah, it's no joke. It's a good 5 hours and 30 minutes from Jackson, but it's no joke. Day trip, I flew. Oh, okay. You flew. Okay, I drove. But yeah, man, the game was awesome. Jackson State looks really good. Jackson State looks really good. TC Taylor really has that team playing really well. A lot of people are on high about Jason Brown. I thought he played well. I thought he did a great job. But there's a but. I'm reserving judgment because I want to see what he does against FAMU. I'm not gonna get too high on one performance. He looks like a very good quarterback for Jackson State, but I want to see what he does against FAMU. FAMU is gonna really be the litmus test for Jackson State, in my opinion, because they're gonna be the best team that Jackson State is probably gonna see this season, other than probably Texas State, and I'm hoping Jackson State can beat Texas State, because that would be something big for TC Taylor if he can beat a FBS school. Because TC Taylor right now, they're always gonna try to put him in Dion's shadow right now. But if he can beat Texas State and stamp that victory versus a FBS school, he will set himself apart for Coach Prime, and he'll really be able to make that program his own and not have to worry about living in Coach Prime's shadow anymore. We good. Sorry, your equipment overheated. Oh yeah, man. I was recording a video, and then my camera just overheated on me. Like, I was recording a video of the tailgate, and then it just all of a sudden overheated on me. I don't know what went on with that, but and it was crazy. My phone overheated, and then the YouTube took the video away or something. I think because of the DJ music that was playing in the background. I think they copyrighted it or something because of the DJ music that was playing in the background. So I don't know. I'm just not getting back to Chicago. Mario, you flew to Chicago? Well, I'm pretty sure you flew. I'm pretty sure you didn't drive from Atlanta to Chicago. I came from Philadelphia. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I'm in the DMV, and I flew down. So I'm gonna be here all week in Mississippi visiting my family. Wait, fam used a test. I could have sworn the haters were saying that Buddy Pugh was Nick Saban. No, 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 no. Buddy Pugh is not Nick Saban. That he is not. I didn't expect this South Carolina State team to be very good. I'm gonna be honest. And then when he came out and told everybody he was retiring, I was like, I wonder why would you say that, and your team is about to get ready to go play one of the biggest games of the season. That kind of could have took the wind out of their sails. I'm not giving them any excuses. They lost. They got beat down by Jackson State. I thought they was going to lose anyway, regardless to Jackson State. I thought Jackson State just had a better team. I thought a lot of people were sleeping on Jackson State and the players that they recruited. And then you have to understand Jackson State has a program built, a culture already built in place. They know how to win. TC Taylor TC Taylor knows how to win against MEAC schools. He's coached at NCCU, and he knows what to do. He knows how to play those schools. So I didn't think Jack State was going to lose at all. I was thinking the game might be closer than that for their first outing. I didn't expect Jackson State to blow people out in their first outing like that. Now that was a surprise for me, but I'm glad they did it, and it looks like they can keep this thing rolling like they were last year. Wait, FAMU is a test. But make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, man. I'll be doing videos all the time. We'll be going live. I'm gonna try to get some pregame lives in and do some post-game recaps. I know everybody's going live and doing post-game shows now, so I try to kind of maneuver around everyone because I know we kind of share the same people, and I don't never want y'all to have to choose between platforms to watch. So I try to kind of try. Like I know Corey was live. I was on his live earlier, and so I know he was live. So I was trying not to go live when he was live. So not to split up the audiences like that. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Now we'll open up the phone lines right now so we can get some people to call in. If y'all want to call in, get your thoughts out and let people know what you thought of the game. I'm not gonna be on too long tonight. We're gonna probably do an hour show tonight. And later in the week, we'll do a longer live session. All right, that is the number 657-390-4814. You can call in that number and I'll get you on the show, and you can let everyone know what you thought of the game. We got our couch critics. I know y'all want to say something, want to say what y'all think. If you got some comebacks for the haters, you got some words for the haters, call in and let us know what you think. If JSU beats FAMU, they headed right back to ATL. Yeah, that's the game. That JSU FAMU game is gonna be the game. I'm telling y'all, because there's nobody else in the East that Jackson State has to worry about. They got Alabama State. Uh, Alabama State probably will be the best team other than FAMU that they face this year from the East. I don't think Valley's gonna do anything. Alabama A&M is not gonna do anything. Yeah, it's just they don't have anything to worry about. If they get past FAMU, it's pretty much gonna be smooth sailing until Alabama State. And I think they don't need to sleep on Alabama State because Alabama State can be one of those gotcha games. Valley too. Valley could be one of those gotcha games too. If they don't y'all sleeping on the Bamas. No, I ain't sleeping on them. I know Alabama State is good. I'm not sleeping on them. I know they're a good team, but I don't know. I just think Jackson State is well built. Like they don't have any kind of weaknesses right now. The question for me was always the quarterback position. And if Jason Brown can continue to play the way he's playing, they're gonna be fine because they're stacked at wide receivers. They have a good running game. They have a good D line, good offensive line. I mean, they're pretty much stacked everywhere. As long as the quarterback play is good, they'll be all right. Let's give credit to Morris Harris. Yeah, he called a good game. Valley Band got about 285. Man, yes, I posted about that today online. I could not believe Valley's band, man. That is crazy. All my band heads out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. Valley went from looking like a high school band to looking like FAMU in 1 year. I almost want to go to that Valley versus Jackson State game because I like the band battles too, so I'm very into the band battles. I might have to go to that. All paper is going to eat his words about after next week. Oh, he must it has all script think he wants FAMU to win. He said FAMU gonna beat Jackson State. I wouldn't be shocked. But yeah, I don't see that happening. But if it did, I don't want FAMU to be honestly. I'm gonna be biased, a little biased right now. I don't want FAMU to beat Jackson State because FAMU fans are not gonna let it go. They're gonna talk all season. They're gonna be calling into this show, talking crap all season, and I don't even want that. I love FAMU though. I'm so glad they're in the SWAC. I just think they add an element of rivalry to the SWAC that we only get from Grambling and Southern really. But I love FAMU fans because they think they the stuff and sometimes they back it up. They just can't beat Jackson State, but they've been beating everybody else, so they have room to talk. But I love having them in the SWAC. This game would be closer, I think, but I'm giving JSU the nod. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a blowout either. I don't think it's going to be another blowout. Now, if it's another blowout, y'all not going to hear the end of it. Oscar whole China is built off of going against JSU. Honestly, it's mental self. I mean, yeah. I mean, why do you think Skip Bayless is successful? Skip Bayless goes after LeBron all the time. So that sells because you're gonna have people hate watching you, and you're gonna have people watching you to laugh at you going at them, you going at the school they don't like. And you're gonna have people that hate your content, and they're gonna keep watching your content because they hate what you say. So you're getting both worlds. So yeah, that model is always gonna be a success. You see it from guys like Skip Bayless. That's pretty much how he became big, talking about LeBron. So the people that don't like Skip Bayless, you see so many people say they don't like Skip Bayless, and they always watch his channel. His channel is like his show is like one of the top shows because he's gonna get both sides. He's gonna people like to hate watch him. 7 didn't even play. Yeah, 7. I want to see what he's gonna do next week. Definitely want to see what he's gonna do. And he's supposed to be their star player, and he didn't even play. Cognitive dissonance. Yeah, man. So y'all, the phone lines are open 657-390-4814. You want to call in, get your thoughts out about the game. Call in 657-390-4814. Matter of fact, let me do a test call on it. Make sure it's still working. Okay, yeah, it's working. Somebody calling in now. We got our first caller. Hold on, y'all. What's going on? Call you live. Talk to me.
Hey, Sweat Buzz, man, it's good talking to you, man. This season, man.
What's going on, Steven? Let
I'm
me
looking
make
forward
sure.
to.
Let me make sure they can hear you real quick. Chat, can y'all hear him?
Okay.
Let me know if y'all can hear him. Let me know if y'all can hear him in the chat. Just a minute ago when he was talking, can y'all hear him just talking just a minute ago? Let me make sure they can hear you. Okay, they gave you a thumbs
Okay.
up. Go ahead, Steven.
Oh yeah, Sweat Buzz. I just wanted to, like I say, man, I'm so glad you back, man. I'm so glad the football season back. I'm glad all the fans are back, man. We safe, and I hope everybody have safe travels. I'm a Southern fan, but I want everybody to make safe travels back and forth, man. And we have a great season, and I wanted to say what I feel like on the game, man. I'm glad that Jackson State showed for the sweat because like I was saying last year, we can all know who. It can be a wide open game for the SWAC, but all in all, when the eyes are on HBCU ball, we need a SWAC champion to be the Celebration Bowl champion. So when we play against another conference, we all together, and so I'm proud of Jackson State for showing up, and like I said, I hope it'll be a great year. I will say though, they defense look good and the run game look good, but their passing they'll have to work on it.
Yeah.
And like I said, I just feel like it's gonna be a wide open year, and it's gonna make it even more exciting to whoever's gonna come out. Because like I said, when it comes to the Celebration Bowl, I'm a fan of whoever's there because like I said, they showing good for the conference. But Like I say, man, it's gonna be a great year, Swag Buzz. Congratulations for keeping it going, man, and keeping it strong. And I'm looking forward to a great year, you and Mr. Ford.
I
Thank you, man, for
appreciate
taking my
that.
call.
Well, let me ask you a question real quick before you get off. So,
Uh-huh.
what do you think about Jason Brown? What do you think? Are you confident that he's going to be the guy all season for Jackson State?
I don't wanna sound just like pulling the trigger too fast. But from what I saw, no. But it's only one game, so I'm not gonna say too much. But if I'm really being honest, he don't look too much different from McCray from Southern. Be real with you. So like I said, he just going to develop himself in the passing game. Like I said, people better be beware because like I say, if they play FAMU like that against Musa, he's gonna tear him apart because eventually what I'm saying is if you need him to pass the ball and what he looked like, you can't be confident in there because if they shut down the run game because again, Jack State is loaded, their line is loaded, Jack State is loaded in the running back. So and then like you said, 7 ain't even played. But if they shut it down, because you may have a team that just shut it down, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? And and another thing is too, is TC loyal to him to where could you put I don't want to say it wrong, but I don't know his name, the white quarterback. Are you gonna put him in it? Because Shador's not there, so are you gonna pull him? So that's what I feel like. If you have to throw it, I don't see it, but I don't want to sound like being earlier because it's only one game. So
Yeah, I think a lot of people they kind of seen a few of those passes that he threw. Like yesterday when I seen some of those deep balls, his accuracy to me isn't quite at the level that I feel comfortable with. You
right,
know,
right.
but he played well. I can't take it away from him. He did play
Oh yeah,
well, but it's those deep
oh yeah,
shots that I'm worried about because if you go against a team with good defenders, that might get picked.
right,
So
right. And
that's
it's
what
only yeah.
that's go ahead. That's
And
what
that
I'm worried
option
about.
read is only going and that option read is only gonna hold you up for so long because the key is the quarterback. The quarterback has to pass. You have to be a threat in the pass. Because like I said, if they shut down or they got some athletic outside linebackers or safety that can come down and play on you and you got to pass, what are you gonna do? And like I said, I don't want to sound too early, but because it's only one game. But like I said, if you go against a team like Musa or even Davis from Alabama State, you can find yourself down 14 points. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
so
What games you going to this year?
uh, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna try and go to Jack State Southern. Obviously can't stay because man, it's gonna be so much going on that week because Grambling play LSU, so the city's gonna be packed. But that's gonna be a game I'm trying to go to Jack
Grambling
State Southern, man.
play LSU the same week Southern and Jackson State play.
Yeah, from what I was on this I was told, and I think it's the same week.
Oh
Grambling
wow.
and LSU play, and then Southern and so the city's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm going to that game. So I'm gonna be staying in New Orleans. So I'm definitely gonna enjoy
that's
myself that
smart.
weekend then.
That's smart. That's
Yeah,
smart. 'Cause you just drive down and ain't no worry
yeah,
about But people might have friends and family, but other than that, trying to get a hotel, man, that's whew.
yeah. I'm
Yeah,
lucky.
that's
I'm
that's
lucky.
that's I got it.
I'm lucky.
Yep.
I be staying at Airbnb. But yeah. Yeah, I'll be definitely at that game. That last year when I went when Shadur won at the last minute, man, that was one of the best
Right.
atmospheres I've been in the SWAC for a while. Like the games at the vet are lit, they always lit. But I'm talking about from outside the vet, that was one of the most lit
Oh yeah.
games. Alcorn is a good venue too. Alcorn when Alcorn host Jackson State, it's a good game too. But that Southern
I
versus
just
Jackson
wish.
State game. Go ahead.
Right. I just wish, I don't know how you feel about this, and I know I've talked to a couple Alcornites, but I feel like they should expand Spink Stadium, man, because it's too much, man. Tradition is too much fan base. Even they own fans. It's one way in, one way out on the reservation, and also, man, I'm like, man, they can include more seating for the Spinks. Kind of do what Southern did. Southern Stadium not that big, but at least they tried to add on to it. And I'm like, man, they need to add on the Spinks, man. It's too many fans, man, that love the game. The Alkanites love the fans. They got great fan base that need more seating, and that's what I
Yeah.
think. But what do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see them do that. Alcorn has a good fan base. They travel well too. I'm thinking about going to the
Right,
Alcorn versus because I'm gonna miss the Miami game, Jackson State versus FAMU. I'm gonna miss that game, so I'm
right.
thinking about actually driving to Hattiesburg because I'm currently in Mississippi right now visiting my family. So
Oh wow.
yeah, I'm visiting
Okay.
my mom and my other family. So yeah, I'm visiting them for like a whole week. So I'm gonna be here to like next Tuesday, and I'm thinking about going to the Alcorn versus Southern Miss game. It's in Hattiesburg, so I might just drive down there and go to that game. But yeah, man,
Right.
they fan base travel well. I like their campus because their campus have that real old school HBCU feel to it. So
It
I
does. It
yeah,
does, man.
I like that about that campus. Alcorn fans do not go to games. Zord Master said Alcorn. It depends on who it is, Zord Master. Like it depends. Like if it's Jackson State, they gonna travel. I'm telling you, like they pack
And
out the
so,
vet and Southern.
yep.
Yep, Southern too. So they pack out the vet
Mhm.
and when they play Southern. Yeah, y'all, the
Yep.
phone lines are open 657-390-4814. If you want to call in, get your thoughts out on the game. You can call in right now, 657-390-4814. Thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe to the channel. But Steven, man, I appreciate you calling, man, and giving your thoughts on the game. Anything else you want to add?
Man, that's it, man. Just safe travels, man, and it's gonna be a great year, man, for you and everybody else, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. So, great season, man. But be safe, man.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye.
All right. All right, that was Steven. Okay, some good talking points. But yeah, I'm a little worried about Jason Brown. I'm gonna be honest. I know my partners at the game when I was talking about it, they was like, "Man, why you being such a pessimistic, man? Man, you you hating on Jason Brown already." I was like, "No, I'm not hating on him. I just want to see more. I'm not hating on him. I think he's a serviceable quarterback, but I just want to see more from him." I'm not confident yet that he's gonna be the guy the whole season, and there's nothing to be mad at. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a Jackson State fan, I'm a Jackson State alumnus. I went to Jackson State, so I always want my school to do well, but I need to see what he does against FAMU. And then after that, he'll prove to me that he's gonna be the guy. I'm not gonna take this game as I'm not gonna get too high on this game. He played well. I'm gonna give him his props. He played well, but I'm gonna pump the brakes and not get too excited or too high about one performance. I need to see what he does against one of the best teams in the SWAC. And once I see that, I know what we got. Most of Alcorn fans stay in the Jackson area. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Especially yeah, they work at the hospital. I know a lot of people that went to Alcorn, they work at UMC. I think they went deep was just to make other teams think deep. JSU are awesome at catch and run. So I think this week game was to get FAMU head to think deep. JSU will play short and run passes. I mean, JSU running game is really good. They got some good running backs. I hate Savion left. I was hoping that Savion would stay, but I like the running backs they have now. I like JD Martin as well. I like his size. Swag, don't forget this is his 7th season playing college football. Yeah, he had the experience. He had the experience. But I just want to see what he's gonna do against FAMU. TC the man, happy for him. Man, what man? I love man that speech that TC gave. TC Taylor, his story is just so good. He had a dream of being the coach of Jackson State, and it's just wonderful to see somebody accomplish their goals, man. So it warms my heart when I hear him speak, on the mic, and he's just so appreciative to the fans, and the opportunity to be the coach. And just imagine if he run the table, and Jackson State becomes undefeated, and they win the SWAC again. Just imagine this is a young coach. He's about to be there for a while. unless you know how the Power Five folks do. They like to pluck when they see we get stuff popping. They like to pluck stuff away. But I think TC was gonna be at Jackson State for a while. But man, that would be awesome if he can build Jackson State program and just keep that going and have them be dominant for years and years and years. That would be awesome. They ain't made Brown throw the ball far for real yet. They made him comfortable so he will be straight. We'll see. We'll see. Y'all, the phone lines are open 657-390-4814. You want to call in, let us know what you thought of the game. We've been talking about Jason Brown a lot. You can tell me I'm wrong. Call in, tell me that I'm tripping. Jason Brown is the best quarterback since you do, and he's gonna break all kinds of records. You can call in and tell me I'm crazy if you want to. Phone lines are open 657-390-4814. TC, the man, 22 completion straight is enough to prove it all to me. Please, 23 straight completions. All right, Will. Okay. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. I'm just saying, I'm being cautiously optimistic. You know, Swag don't forget Swag. I wonder if FAMU D line has improved. Who is their pass rush? Because SC State has some good pieces. Yeah, man, SC State has some big boys. I was actually shocked at Jackson State's offensive line that they was able to bully them guys like that. Because they had some big guys on their D line. So I was like, okay. Jackson State has some athletic offensive linemen. They have some athletic guys on that O line. Yeah, man. Yeah, I haven't heard from Mr. Ford in the winning. We're gonna have Mr. Ford on. I'm pretty sure gonna have him on a lot this season, man. I love hearing Mr. Ford talk. He's just such a wealth of knowledge, and I love hearing our elders, just really pass down that knowledge to us. So I definitely want to have him on the platform a lot this season. Talk about that stadium. I really love it. What stadium are you talking about, Southbound? 3,000. What stadium are you talking about? Let me know what stadium you're talking about. Y'all, the phone lines are what it do, Buzz. Welcome back. What's going on? No Slack and the Swag podcast. What's going on? All right. I'm gonna have to check you out. No Slack and the Swag podcast. Y'all go check them out. If it's another Swag platform, we need as many platforms we can, man. It's a beautiful thing to see all these people talking about the Swag. All it's gonna do is rise all of us up, and make the conference more popular. Where Rob J at? I don't know where Rob J at. Rob J is the guy. I met him last year at the Celebration Bowl. He's somebody I've seen on TV growing up a lot, so it was just kind of surreal meeting him. I was like, man, I used to see this guy on TV all the time as a kid. Now I'm meeting him. I'm in the room with him, talking to him. But yeah, Rob J is cool, man. He's cool. He's a cool cat. Also my frat brother too. So shout out to Rob J. Brown is a pocket QB, but he is more dangerous when he leaves the pocket and throw on target every time. Okay. Will Smith has drunk the Kool-Aid. Okay. Now, let me tell you, Will Smith. I think Brown is gonna be good. I think he's gonna be good, but I just need to see what he does against FAMU before I jump all the way on the boat. You know, I just have to see. I have to see first. I don't you can't let one performance fool you because we seen guys come in, light it up the first time, and then after that, it's been, they've been slacking. So I'm hoping Brown looks good for the rest of the season. That FAMU game is gonna tell me a lot. Hopefully it's not gonna be any self-inflicted wounds this year. Y'all tripped me out when y'all was roasting Willie Simmons when he came out talking about it was self-inflicted wounds. Y'all sleep. He got wheels though. Well, from what I heard, he doesn't like to run that much. Yeah, from what I like to hear, he doesn't like to run that much unless he really have to. Cause he kind of got that Tim Tebow type build where he's kind of stocky, kind of strong. He's a big quarterback. So if he can run a little bit, that'll help that Jackson State's game open things up for them. They just add another threat because he didn't really do much running. So if he can add that to his arsenal, that'll be good. The OC, I love his play calling. Yeah, I like that he uses the tight ends a lot. So that's one thing about the swag that we haven't seen a lot of. We haven't really used the tight ends like that. It's been more of the wide receivers on the outside. I like that these guys that's coming from other conferences, these offensive coordinators, they use more of the tight ends. I like that. That's open things up, and that makes all the other teams in the SWAC have to get more creative with the defense. Thanks for the plug, bro. No problem, man. No problem. Saturday at the game, Park Stadium. He doesn't like to run, but he can gas you like Drew Brees in his prime. used to. Drew Brees used to run a little bit. He used to run when he had to, but Drew Brees wasn't really a runner. I always loved seeing Rob J sports reports when I was a kid as well. Love seeing him again as an adult. Stay in Texas now from Yazoo. My mom is from Yazoo, Jason Powell, so I know all about that area. I've been in Yazoo a lot. I know all about that area. I think JSU is going to be in better shape physically for this game. I noticed that JSU guys wasn't getting tired and cramping. Yeah. I think TC is going to have this team ready because a lot of people are really not believing in TC. So I'm pretty sure that as a coach that put a chip on his shoulder that he wants to go out here and dominate. He wants to really show everybody that they don't have to worry. Coach Prime is gone, but he's gonna be there, and Jackson State is gonna keep this thing rolling. They're not gonna slack off. I think 2 or 3 JSU tight ends scored. Yeah, man, that's like the swag. I've been watching the swag since I was a kid. There have been eras where the tight end position would have utilized a lot, but like for the last few years, a lot of teams haven't been really utilizing the tight end position. And like I said, I like that a lot of these coaches from outside the SWAC are coming into the SWAC and they're using their position a lot more because that's going to open things up. And like you see Jackson State last year when they was playing last year, they did a lot of damage with the tight ends. So I like that we starting to mix things up. Rob J and Pops on Saturday morning blues workshop be funny. I need to watch that. I never listened to that before. Alabama State don't travel either unless Magic City and JSU. Yeah, so they Alabama State is the homecoming game this year. And if y'all remember the homecoming game from 2 years ago when Jackson State played Alabama State, it was packed. That game was packed full. So I want to go to homecoming this year. I'm thinking about it. But I'm going to the Alcorn game and I'm going to the Southern game, trying to see, trying to balance out what games I can really go to this year. I'm thinking about going to homecoming though. South Carolina State will struggle this season and go 0-11. I think they'll probably win a couple of games. I think they'll win a couple. Alabama State fans, so a fairly good job coming to games. We once started 0-5, then won it all 2021. Yeah, yeah, that's true. That is true. Y'all, the phone lines are open if y'all want to call in, get your thoughts out on the game. 657-390-4814. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all for tuning in. I know we on a little late tonight. I ain't gonna keep y'all too much longer. I just wanted to come on here and chop it up with y'all. Do my first live stream back and kind of get a feel for the people and let y'all know that I'm back. And I'll be doing live streams all season long. So make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. From what I saw from the game on Saturday, FAMU won't stand a chance. They really need to knock it off. They have only scored a total of 9 points in just. hey, hey, you right. Can't nobody argue what you just said. They have only scored 9 points. That's true. That is definitely true. I mean, Willie Simmons, he's gonna have to do something. He's gonna have to perform against Jackson State because if he doesn't perform against Jackson State this year, he's gonna be on the hot seat, y'all. I don't care how many other games you win, you're gonna be on the hot seat if you continuously lose against the top team in the SWAC, and you're losing in embarrassing fashion. So he's gonna be on the hot seat if you don't do nothing. Hold on, let's see who this is calling in. What's going on? Calling you live. Talk to me.
Hey, how you doing, Buzz, man? I'm Christopher Williams, Southern University student. Um, I love the show, bro.
Thank you, thank you.
But after watching the South Carolina State and Jackson State game, Jackson State just demolished South Carolina State,
Right,
and
they did.
it showed with the linebacker Peppers. It showed with um, what's his name? Brown, the quarterback. He had like 360 yards, 3 touchdowns. So it showed that Jackson State didn't even miss a beat, man. And the young buck, the running back, Irv, he was pretty good as well. The, what I'm saying is they all made an impact for the win, and I feel like that's gonna go. They're gonna go a long way and be even better than the team from 2 years ago.
So what you think of the results gonna be for next week's game against FAMU?
Damn you! I think it's gonna be close because Jeremy Musa and 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 the offense. I feel like the score will be like this Jackson say. I'm gonna say it's gonna be like maybe 27-21. That's the score.
Somebody said,
27.
does anybody know how Swag Buzz look? Man, you could go follow me. I'll put my Facebook page in the chat, man. I'm not hiding or nothing, man. It's just, it's more convenient for me to do a podcast than on camera videos. But we'll eventually go on camera soon. I'm thinking probably next season, but full time on camera. But it's so much easier doing it in podcast fashion. Go ahead.
So also that's good for Jackson State. But also I want to talk about South Carolina State. South Carolina State that was terrible, man. That was bad, and there was a bad showing from bad coaching preparation from the offensive coordinator. You know, they could have been better prepared. They could have uh, prepared themselves better for this game. I don't care if it's Jackson State, because any team, anytime, any day can win. They did it back in 2021, and they were like about 6-6, and they beat a 12-0 Jackson State, right? But during this game with Corey Fields, I interviewed him on my podcast, and a humble dude. But during this game, he really struggled, and he really got hit badly. And I remember one time it was with Peppers hit him like pretty badly. It should have been roughing the passer call, but it wasn't. But he was just getting hit out there, man, and his game wasn't helping. He was about what was his stats? He was about maybe 4 of 20 passing yards. It was pretty. It was terrible, right? But it wasn't just bad quarterback play that lost South Carolina that game. It was bad offensive line play, poor coaching. You know,
Yeah.
they really had the opportunity. If they could come together and actually rally to win, they had the defense. They have the talent on defense. Don't get me wrong. They have talent.
You know what? You
But
know what concerned me though? When he
yeah.
came out talking about him retiring, I was kind of
Hmm.
like, that's kind of weird to come out before the
Yeah.
season telling your team you're gonna retire. Like they kind of probably took the wind out of their sails. Like, come on now. Like, I
Because
don't
I
know.
feel like,
I wouldn't have done that. I would have
yeah.
waited.
'Cause I feel like, man, if you actually, you know, everything, in life takes patience, right? you're not going to get a win easily. You're going to go through some losses to eventually get wins. But with Buddy Pugh, and I want to go back to back in the day with Pete Richardson, right? During 08, 09, where Southern was terrible, bad, right? This is the case with Buddy Pugh because Buddy Pugh is so used to winning, right? But
Yeah.
sometimes, an old dog needs to know maybe it's time to put up the equipment. It's
Yeah.
time for another young person to have an opportunity to coach, right?
Right. Well, yeah,
And
man.
huh?
But I appreciate the call, man. I got other callers. I'm gonna get them
Okay,
on so they can get
okay.
their opinion out. Appreciate it. What's your podcast? So people can know what
Chris
your
the Method
podcast is.
Man. That's what, Chris the Method Man.
Chris the Method Man.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you make sure y'all go check out Chris the Method Man. Appreciate you for calling, Chris.
All right, man.
All
God
right,
bless
thank you.
you. Man.
All right.
All right.
All right, caller area code 620. You're on live. Go ahead for me. Talk to me.
Hey,
Can you hear me?
how's it going?
Hey, how you
Yeah,
doing?
all right. I'm doing fine. I watched a little bit of the game yesterday. I wasn't really impressed with Jackson State at all. I think they just played a opponent that just had one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life
Wow.
playing. I don't. I looked at his stats. I like, man, the guy can't be that terrible. He's been in college 6 years, and he still is like a 48%. Have like a 48% passing completion. He has been off for 6 years, so South Carolina didn't have much of a chance. And no, I watched Celebration Bowl. If you look at his stats, he really was terrible that game. He didn't light it up. He only had like 180 yards. He was just a mediocre quarterback that probably should have been on the defense or linebacker or something. He was god awful. The defense, no, Jackson. No, I can't. You can't make much about Jackson State defense because the offense on South Carolina State was awful. They did nothing.
So you're not buying the hype.
It's either no, none whatsoever. I don't buy none of the hype. I mean, any team could have beat. I mean, the guy was like what 5 for 17 for 50 yards. That should be a blowout win. Any team should beat them. Blow out South Carolina if the QB go 5 for 17 for like 50 yards. You should win the game.
So
The
what?
defense, and
So you
I mean,
think? So
the
you think
defense on
FAMU
South Carolina State they probably was frustrated, tired. The quarterback wasn't doing nothing.
caller 404? I'm gonna get to you next. So what you think? You think they're gonna? What you think they're gonna do against FAMU next week? Then
I think they get blown out.
you think Jackson State is gonna get blown out?
Yep,
Wow. So you think FAMU is gonna blow Jackson State out? What makes you think that?
easily.
Let me know.
Well, you got to win sometimes. You can't. No, I mean it's their time.
Why you
You got to
think?
win sometimes.
Why? What school you went
And I
to? Hold
think
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. What school did you go to? Did you go
where
to?
I'm from, Alabama, I didn't go to a HBCU
Oh,
school,
okay. You
but
so
I live right now. I currently I just moved back to Alabama. I live around Huntsville now, but I'm born and raised around Huntsville, but I moved away.
oh, okay. So why you think FAMU is gonna blow Jackson State out?
Uh, it's their time. They don't have Corey Fields as a quarterback. You get my point?
So you don't think Musa is good?
He better than Corey Fields easily.
Okay.
Jackson State defense wasn't tested. I mean, the guy barely could complete a pass.
Okay.
I think it's just gonna be. I think it's FAMU time, and it's gonna be a game be over before by the third quarter easily. And I'm remember that, and I'm come back and I say, I remember my name is
The
Courtney.
chat.
Come back and I say, I told you.
Okay. So if they do that, I want you to come back. Everybody in the chat is is disagreeing with you.
Well, they don't know what
You
they're
got
talking
you
about.
got the
They
chat
just
going
hungry.
crazy right now.
They just hungry. Like I said, I'm from Alabama. I'm not from Mississippi. I could
Yeah.
care less if they win or lose.
Okay. Well, yeah, I appreciate the call.
All
I'm gonna
right.
get to the next caller. Thank you for calling.
All right. All right.
All right. Caller 404. Area code 404. You're on live. Talk to me.
Yes, sir. Good fight, Buzz. Joe Major FCSU from the chat. You know, I had to pull up on you, man. I've been pulling up on you since the Celebration Bowl 21. And you might not remember this, but a few months ago you went live, and I was like, "We gonna win this game." Me at Swag. You like, if y'all don't win, I want you to call back in. So I'm calling back in,
Okay.
and you know, what I'm saying, I'm a man over. I'm calling back in. Give Jackson State they props. Congrats, y'all got the bragging rights. You know what I'm saying? Y'all won the game. We got our butts kicked. No excuses. Um, I want to say to one of the other callers about Buddy Pugh retiring. You know, he was kind of thinking about retiring for the last few years. You know, he's just one of those guys who just love football.
Yeah.
You know, he still kind of wanted to stay, but you know, he's been thinking about retiring for the last few years. He's been saying it in and out. Sometimes he'll say, "Well, I don't want to leave." And sometimes he'll say, "Well, it's about time for me to leave." Even the Celebration Bowl year, he was like, "You know what? It might be time for me to get on out of here." But because we won, he's like, I give it another year. But he's been saying that. Yeah, so it's no surprise to the players. It didn't let the players down because everybody, at least around South Carolina, kind of knew his time was coming because he's been there so long. So it's not like when Public Prime kind of just like up and said it like, "Hey, I'm leaving," and everybody shocked. Like this is like nobody shocked. Everybody like, "Okay, yeah, it's about time."
But do
And
do
the
you
players
agree?
expect he
But do you agree with doing that before the season? Like, I don't know. I kind of would, as a coach, I kind of would have. I wouldn't want my team to focus on that. I want them to just focus on the season, the task at hand, and not focus on retiring and stuff like that. I would have just kept that to myself until after the season. Then I would have talked to my team and hung it up at that point. I wouldn't have did it in the beginning of the season. This isn't like the NBA where we're gonna go on a tour, one of those retirement tours where they're gonna be trying to win all the games and stuff for the player or whatever. Like, no, this is, you're a coach and your team reflects your energy. So if you got this I'm just waiting to go on the pasture energy, they're gonna play like that. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, not to say that. I don't think that's. I don't think there's energy. We got to look at the kind of culture at Sacramento State. Like they tend to keep coaches for a long time. Like the coach before him, Willie Jeffries, he was like a legendary coach. He was there for a long time. Then Buddy Pugh was there for like 20, 22 years or whatever. So they kind of have that thing where they keep coaches for a long time, and then they let them kind of go out in the way they want to go out. So it's kind of built into the culture. So I don't think he's like, "Oh, fellas, I'm giving up." It's more so he letting people know he is retiring so they can have time to find the right person rather than end of the season. Now we're trying to find a coach. That coach got to recruit. You behind the eight ball then. You get to begin the season. Everybody already know what's going on. They already know what's happening. AD, go ahead and do your thing. Search committee, whatever they do, y'all already know. So ain't no excuses by the time the end of the season comes. Oh, we didn't have time. We didn't know. This is a surprise. Ain't none of that now. You got time. You know what's coming. So and you kind of been through this. But I feel what you're saying. But I think they just kind of look at it different. The coach is kind of not like that because the players already knew. And I kind of think he told them already. He just made the announcement to the people when he made it. It could have been better timing though.
Yeah. I mean, I understand
Yeah,
him
but
telling the team and letting them know, beforehand, but these are kids. We have to understand these aren't NFL age players. These are young kids, and they have emotions, and they may go through extreme emotions when in certain circumstances. So I don't know. I just don't believe that didn't affect them at all. I don't believe that my coach would, if I'm a kid, an 18 19-year-old kid, and my coach tells me before the season that he's retiring, and so now I'm thinking about the future. I'm like, well, I don't even know if I'm gonna even be here anymore because he leaving. You got to think like they would be thinking. they're probably thinking like, well, dang, he about to leave, so I'm probably gonna have to leave and go to another school. They're not focusing on the season and on the games. I'm not giving them any excuse. I think Jack State was gonna blast them anyway, regardless. But I just feel like that was probably in the back of their minds as well.
It could be. Well, I take your point. I'm on with one last point. I said in a whole bunch of chat today. I said, the way I see it, man, we 1-1. You know, like, hey, we embarrassed Jackson State on TV. They embarrassed us back on TV. It
Yeah,
was basically, 10-point difference. But this did expose a lot on our side. I think even in the Celebration Bowl, what covered up a lot of our flaws, basically Shaq Davis and Kobe Durant, and look at them, both of them in the NFL now, they really covered up a lot. And so when we were losing during that Celebration Bowl year, a lot of people didn't pay attention because we were just losing, but we still had those good players, and they just kind of both molded together at the right time. But they were so good, they really covered up a lot. So you got good players like that, you can just make up for a lot of stuff. So we still got good players, but we don't necessarily have those, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not a football analyst, but in my opinion, we don't have those type of transcendent players like that. And so now you got to make it happen. And like somebody was saying, if your quarterback play ain't there, it almost no matter who's on there, you're just not gonna get it done. But that's my last point, man. Appreciate the chat, all that good stuff. I'm highlights.
all right, thank you for the call. Michael Gilmore says he predicts GSU will win more games than Colorado. Of course they are. Colorado is not gonna win that much. I don't like people might well be prepared now. Colorado is probably gonna at best they're gonna win 3 games, in my opinion. 3 games at best. I just hope Shedeur performs well because him performing well makes the SWAC look good. So I just hope he goes in there perform well. Travis goes in there perform well. But yeah, I don't see them winning more than 3 games this season. And honestly, I don't see Coach Prime staying at Colorado more than 2 years. I wouldn't be shocked if he was out of there after 2 seasons because that's low class. That's low. That's a Colorado is a low level FBS school, a Power 5 school. He wants to be with the big dogs. But anyway, oh yeah, and speaking of Coach Prime, y'all seen his daughter. She had to say something. So Diddy gives $1 million to Jackson State, right? He kept his promise and gave $1 million to Jackson State. And she had to throw a little shade in there. She said, Jackson, is y'all still mad at my daddy? Like, come on, man. Leave stuff alone. Shadur cool, Shiloh cool, Deion Sanders Jr., they cool. Why she always got to be the one to throw shots? She's the only one. Everybody else is cool. But anyway, that's just how it's gonna be. She needs to just go away, right? Right. Why is she still throwing shots, man? We trying to move on. Anyway, let's see who's calling next. All right. What's going on? Call you live. Talk to me.
Hey, yes, sir. Hey, this is Jerome from Charlotte, man. So glad to see you back.
Oh, thank you. How you
Yes,
doing?
sir. Hey, I'm doing well, man. I got back to Charlotte earlier today. And, aside from the game, man, I said this earlier on another podcast. I've been around Jackson State a long time, like over 20 years. And I don't get the opportunity, to check out some of the games as much as I used to. But going to this game this weekend, man, going to the Fan Fest and the tailgate, it really does amaze me how strong our fan base travels. And it got to a point, man, I had a couple of my buddies from the SWAC with me, and we were just looking around at the Fan Fest, and you just saw like nothing but navy blue shirts like everywhere. And it seemed like the South Carolina State folk, that were kind of mixing and mingling, they look kind of lost, like they were kind of taken aback. You could tell, by the droves of our fans. And, to get into the game and, of course, the temperature came down. Man, it was super hot. Let me say that it was super hot out there. But as the temperature went down, the stands started filling up. it was so great, man, to see our fans so engaged. Like on the first series when South Carolina State had the ball first, our fans, chanting defense, loud as hell.
Yeah,
And all the way until the end of the game, they started chanting TC. I had a couple of buddies from just different HBCUs, man. They were just really complimenting us on, it seemed like a whole production that Jackson State kind of put together, from Diddy, from his check presentation, from the fan base, the Sonic Boom. To me, Jackson State is like the blueprint of
yeah,
what every HBCU should strive to be when it comes to that level of support.
yeah.
But so I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Like, what was your experience like?
Man, I just love. I just love all the fans. They packed out their stadium. It was nothing negative, no negativity. I
Yeah,
hated the heat. Now the heat was just
yeah,
crazy. Cause I got out there at like 3 o'clock, and so we was just out there, and it was just people were falling out. They had the ambulance called a
yeah.
couple times. Seen the ambulance on a couple of stretchers. I remember me and my friends, we were walking, and random lady, came up with her son. Was like, "Hey, can you carry my son across the street? I'm about to fall out."
Wow,
So
wow,
he had to carry her son across the street until we got them into a shaded area so they can sit down. So it was crazy.
man.
So luckily, when the sun went down, everything was all good. Luckily, it was a night game. I'm just glad it was a night game
Yeah,
and it wasn't one of those 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock games because it would have been a whole mess. But
oh
yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
Now, I just was saying, man. I totally agree with you. I'm so glad that it was a night game, but because there was so many activities, from about 3 o'clock to 6. For me, I guess the only thing, because you can't control the weather, but I know a couple of those, like, what was it, the cricket truck. They had like a cooling station, blowing the cool mist and whatnot.
Hmm.
I hope to see more of those out there moving forward because, or maybe this summer is just an anomaly. Like, I don't think it's been this hot in a long time, but yeah, I saw some older people, some older alums kind of struggling, So the only
Yeah,
thing I would say to the stadium, if they could possibly open the gates a little earlier, because I know it was about 6 o'clock, 6:30, and the line was still long. They hadn't opened the gates yet. But
yeah. They should
aside
have
from that,
they should have opened those gates around 5 o'clock. Let everybody come in
yeah,
and just get under the shade.
yeah,
Just to let everybody get in there, get under the shade, and not be in the hot blistering sun like that. So yeah,
yeah, man.
it was
I'm gonna tell you
beautiful
what was
though.
so cool, man.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you, man, which is kind of one of the highlights for me, man. I got an opportunity to chop it up with the president of Morris Brown during the Fan Fest, and aside from everything that he's already done for the school, he's got big plans, to bring the band back, athletics. I got a chance to meet, some other YouTube vloggers and whatnot, man. But it was just all HBCU love, the entire weekend. But just to see Jackson State on TV. Like I got the YouTube TV app, and when I came back to Charlotte, I got a chance to watch the game from a television standpoint, and we look beautiful on TV. Now, like, have you seen the game on TV yet on
Yeah,
ABC?
yeah. I seen clips of it because I was at the game, so I didn't see the live broadcast, but I did see
Yeah.
clips, and we still doing good numbers. I see that the Sports Center. Last time I looked at it, they had just put it on YouTube 6 hours prior, and it was already
Okay.
over 40,000 views at that point. So
Wow.
that's pretty good. I don't know where it's
Oh yeah.
currently at now, as far as viewership, but that's good that we're still doing good numbers on YouTube. Hopefully we can get up over 100,000. And if we can get up over 100,000 after a day or two, that'll be good because
Hey,
that'll show them that people still care about Jackson State and want to see Jackson State, and so they'll still post Jackson State highlights, which is good for the whole
let me
swag.
ask you this: do you know when they normally post those Nielsen ratings, like to show you what the viewership was like on Saturday?
I think
Is that
probably
like
the
on
middle of the
Sunday?
week. You probably see it in the middle of the
Okay.
week. Yeah, they'll probably,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure HBCU game day or somebody like that would definitely post the numbers because they usually stay on top of stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, hey man, I'm not gonna hold up your line, but so good to have you back, and hope to chop it up with you, man, at the game this fall.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be at the Southern Jackson State game in a couple of weeks down in in Baton Rouge. So if you're going, let
Hey,
me know.
I'm glad you. Oh yeah, hey, before I go, I'm glad you said that. somebody posted a screenshot, man, of the tickets, and it was like the general admission tickets like $180. Is that real?
I haven't even looked at that yet. I'm not paying
Okay.
$180 for for a
Right.
Southern Jackson State game. I'm telling you that. You know, somebody better. I'm gonna have to find a ticket for somewhere else because not today.
All right, Sweat Buzz,
I
man. Be blessed,
appreciate it.
man.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Somebody asked me a question that needs to be your. We say, oh, you talking about Diddy daughter? That needs to be my next video. Swag Buzz, how do you feel those kids that left JSU felt after watching them on ABC? I mean, they probably feel like the kids that left. They probably feel like they're in a better position because they're at a Power 5 school. You know, but you know they have to win. You know, being at a Power 5 is all nice and dandy when you're winning. But when you're one of these schools that's losing all the time and you're the butt of all the jokes, it's gonna compound. So if they're not winning at Colorado, that's when it's gonna set in. But right now, you know, they feeling good. They got, they got the, the fancy resources and they're, they have all this publicity. So, and like I said, I hope Colorado does well. I think Colorado doing well will only enhance Jackson State's brand. So I feel like we win regardless. So like I said, I hope Shadur does well, and I hope all the players that went to Jackson State, and we'll talk about them. I know this is not gonna be a Colorado channel or nothing like that, because I'm mainly focused on the SWAC because I feel like that's needed in our conference. We need people talking about the SWAC. There's enough people like I don't want to take shots at somebody, but there was a platform that kind of bit off me. They kind of bit my style a little bit. They kind of bit my style. I see what you did. You started doing your videos like me. You came up off the HBCU community, and then as soon as Coach Prime leave, you change the whole thing around. You change the whole thing around and start being a Colorado podcast. You're only doing it for the money, and I see what's going on. But I'm not gonna go at other people's podcast, but I see what they doing. I see what they doing. I see what they doing, but we need people talking about the SWAC, man. We got enough people, running over to Colorado and covering their content. So we need a lot of people talking about the SWAC. The phone lines are open, y'all. 657-390-4814. All right, we got another call. Let's see what this is. He stole my whole flow, bar for bar. Like Soulja Boy. Oh, joke, y'all. What's going on? Call you live. Talk to you.
Hey, how you doing, Swag? First time call.
What's going on?
I find it ironic on how everyone's energy changed. If Jackson State would have lost, they probably would have ridiculed them all week. But now since Jackson State won and they won by a large margin, now people want to say, oh, they played a mediocre team. But they returned a bunch of All-Americans on defense. And Corey Fields is one of the most notable players in MEAC. So that's all I want to say. Keep the same energy.
Did you hang up, caller? Oh, okay. Hello? Caller, you still there? Caller, you still there? I guess he hung up. He just said what he needed to say and dipped on out. All right, let's get to the next caller. Caller 312. You're live. Talk to me.
How you doing? All right. Hello. How you doing, brother?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey man, I am happy, elated, calling from the Windy City, Chicago. This game is reminiscent of a game my freshman year at Jackson State in 1975, for which we defeated Tennessee State 40-0. We had like about 47,000 there at the vet. Kudos to our coach, Brother Taylor. I like his strategy. I like his game plan. I like his usage of the tight end. And if I am able, if there are any South Carolinians listening, it's not so much that your quarterback was that errant. It's just that, man, that defense, man, those guys are trimmed up as well. They've done an outstanding job, whoever their strength coach is,
Yeah.
and 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 they were very analytical. It's like they knew the play, so they thwarted the quarterback, and they those some of them little slanted runs that they got. They knew what they were going to do. It didn't bother them. However, statistics. I studied data at JSU, and statistics are very, very important. And so when we think about passes by a quarterback, we also have to look at the incompletions. Well, when you review the game, he had about three of those backs open for touchdown runs. You know, when he lobbed it over in the air and he threw it like, what, a yard or two ahead of the receiver. I mean, those were like walk-in touchdowns, you know.
Yep.
And thus resulted into field goals. So it was the defense, it was the strategy, it was the preparations, it was the mindset, and lastly, it's a mindset. It's about believing, like believe, and we believe. And my take is that we're going to go all the way and not taking a pot shot at anybody, but when a quarterback throws for over 50-something, make 50-something passes in both the Celebration Bowls, and let's say he only completes 20, that meant that 20 passes did not become completed, which means that the clock stops. So when you do the math, as TC said today or yesterday, when you run the ball, it eats up the clock. This is all that you had to do. And if we had run that ball 5 minutes or 6 minutes last year and run it mostly, 2 years ago against South Carolina State, I know analytically and mathematically the score would have been different. So TC knows the formula. He was effective when he was at NCCU. I think that's the name of that school.
Yeah.
And I listened to the game when he was a coach when he was there, for which they had lost to Grambling. So as an alum, have always been with them up and down, and I got kicked out of my friend's condo that used to play with the Bears and Tom Brady from Michigan because he said, I get tired of you talking about that Jackson State, and I land.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the call. I'm gonna get to the next caller. Thank you for calling and giving your input in the game. All right, let's get to the next caller, y'all. What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
All right. All right. What's up, man? This is Fan UKJ. I was just calling, man. This is my take. I was impressed with Jackson State. I think they did everything fundamentally sound. I was more impressed with very, very few penalties, which was very, very impressive, man. So what it's going to come down to for us is are we going to be able to run the football? Are we going to stick with the run? And then most importantly, man, this is a very, very crucial time for our defensive coordinator. I need to see if he's truly grown. Does he have plan A, B, C, D to throw out there? Because what he's shown us over the last 2 years has been a consistently stay in a 4-man rush, try to get pressure, and then if we get him in 3rd and long, he may blitz. But it's just too predictable. So if we don't have anything that can be thrown out there to really change things up, mix up the defense, not play 8 yards off cornerbacks and let them get underneath things and in the middle of the field, man, Jackson State end up winning again. So I just think that, man, this is a major, major, major situation where, and if we lose, man, the pressure's going to be on Willie. I don't know if he'll lose his job, but he's probably going to be a point where he got to make some major, major changes to his staff.
Yeah, I don't think he'll lose his job, but he'll be on a hot seat because it's like this is the 3rd time you haven't beat this team, and like we're in Jackson State shadow. You got to beat them.
Right.
You got to figure out a way to beat them because we want to be on top. We want to be the best. And truth be told, these are the best FAMU teams they've had in a while. So you've had
Well,
two.
you know what? Let me say this much. I think on paper it is, but I truly have to be able to kind of look at. I think the coaching has kind of maybe tailed off, and you can see that. I think a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things that we've been doing defensively has been just because we've had some straight dogs out there.
Yeah.
But I think the schemes, man, that's the killer. When you look at back at that game, Jackson State, that was embarrassing. That just could not adapt. This guy let a 19-year-old practically pre-snap reads was killing him. A 19-year-old.
Yeah.
And you couldn't scheme up enough to be able to beat that. So this is an indictment on our defense coordinator. He better be ready to throw some schemes out there and be ready. You got a chance now. You've had a chance to look at them on film, see what they're trying to do. They're like they ran a lot of counter trades that they were trying to just pulling and blocking backside and coming at you. So, man, our defensive tackles will have to really get a lot of penetration to disrupt that. I mean, we can't sit there and let them run pace offense on us and running the football, and we don't do it, man. So, I mean, like I say, the defensive coordinator, man, and our kicking game too. That's the return. Our return game is got to be on point, and then also the field goal. I don't know who else out there. We're supposed to have a top punter, so we'll see how that goes. But our return game is going to be critical. You get a 3 and out on them. I mean, we got to have the type of return game that back in the old days of Florida State or whatever, when they were punting, they had a punt return. That was like a major offensive weapon for them. We got to have that. And I think we got one of the best punt returns in the country there in HBC with Sheree. So
So
that should be something that we got to take advantage of.
let me ask you this. So I talked to someone earlier today, and they said that Jackson State is the underdog in this Jackson State versus FAMU game. Well, who do you think the underdog is?
No. That's Jackson State trying to push that narrative about their underdog, and they play. No. They're definitely the favorites, man. Just based on how they looked yesterday,
So
they're the favorites.
so you don't think? Well, they have a case of saying they're the underdog because they have a new coach, new players. They're unproven, pretty much. The way they just proved something. They play well against South Carolina State, but they're not really proven. So
Yeah, but
they can
you
come in
got
and
to
say
beat
they're
the
the
champ.
underdog. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you got to beat the champ. And I don't care what has happened. Or you got to beat the champ, man. Until you beat the champ, they're the favorite.
Not
Like I say,
buying
they're
it.
coming in this game 1-0. We can't. We just on paper. That's one thing. But until we can play and show that, hey, we are a team, just because there's all this preseason stuff about player of the year, man, that ain't nothing. Until you line up and beat them, then they're the favorites. That's point blank.
Make sure y'all hit the like button so we can get in the algorithm. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button and
Appreciate you,
subscribe
sir.
to the channel. All right. Thank you for the call, brother.
No problem.
All right. Let's get to the next caller. Make sure y'all hit that like button so we can get back in the algorithm, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. What's going on, Carly Live? Talk to me.
Swag Buzz, this your boy Doc, man. What's happening?
What's going on, Doc?
Man, first of all, glad that you're back. You know what I'm saying? We missed you out here in these YouTube streets.
Appreciate it.
Man,
Yeah, I was getting calls from
big
everybody,
time.
man. Kobe hit me up. Coach Walker hit
Hey,
me up.
I didn't.
I was like, oh
Hey, bro,
man,
I
yeah.
didn't even know you. I didn't know you were back on until I seen
Yeah.
something on YouTube, and I was like, "Damn, he back." I was
Yeah.
like, "All right." So now, but man, kudos to my boy TC, man, for calling a great game last night. Jason Brown looked like, you know what I'm saying, well, he was advertised. What
Yeah.
you saw, if you saw a tape from him when he was at St. Francis, what you saw from him when he was at South Carolina, you know what I'm saying, him being poised and the maturity level that he showed out there on the field. Defense looked like it didn't miss a beat last night. Some things I think, of course, JD Martin got to hold on to the football. He got to hold on to the football, but I like the explosive plays. I like the tempo of the offense. The tempo of the offense, because to me, and you got to realize too, you know, people got to understand the tempo of the offense, is gonna make sure it's gonna tire out that defense.
Yeah, they were going
And
fast.
and yeah, they weren't prepared for that. And plus it was hot, you know what I'm saying? It was hot on that field, so they were prepared for that, and for last night. And like I said, man, I still want to give a shout out to my boy TC, man, because he put on for the Jack, and he did everybody proud as alumni and everything.
Yeah, man. I what I like about the offensive strategy for Jackson State is they're going down the field a lot. I was like, okay, they going
Yeah,
for it. Like they did it last year too, but not because they had the air raid going on. But I just feel like they were taking a lot of deep shots in this game. If he can get more accurate with those deep shots and actually start hitting those receivers, man, they can blow people out by 60 plus easy.
true.
And
And just
coming from Liberty, they used to put up a lot of points when he was there. So
hmm
hopefully they can do the same thing at Jackson State. Go ahead.
so like I said, we all said this week, FAMU, y'all on the clock. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a good game down in Miami for the Blue Blossom Classic. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take it over as always. It's the last one for FAMU because they pulling out, and after that shit, we on to Southern.
Yeah. You going to any games this season?
So I'll be at homecoming this season. I'm trying to go to Alcorn. I'm going to the Texas State game since I'm in Dallas. I live in Dallas, so it's not
Okay.
that far from me. But
Okay,
I
cool.
know this weekend I won't be in Miami, but I'll be in Houston to check out TSU and TV.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably go to that Southern game. Well, I am going to. Ain't no problem. I'm going to the Southern versus Jackson State game. I already got airline tickets and everything booked for that, and I'm probably go to homecoming and the Alcorn game. I usually never miss the
Yeah.
Alcorn game when they play at the vet, because to me that's like the best HBCU atmosphere you ever see.
Oh yeah, man. I shoot, bro. When I was in school in the '90s, man, I loved it, bro. I
Yeah,
I can't, it was something that I geared up for.
yeah,
But I know one more thing, man. I want people, if everybody's on the line in the chat, man, y'all pray for my stepdaughter. She had surgery. She was discharged from the hospital earlier today, but she had to go back to the hospital and she got fluid on her lungs, man. So y'all send up prayers for my stepdaughter, man. She in California right now.
praise to her, man. Hope she does well.
All right, man. As always, man, it's great to hear you back on this thing. You know what I'm saying? We got to catch up. We got some football to talk about, bro.
Yeah. Thank you for calling. Make sure y'all subscribe to HBCU Overdrive. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
prayer to your niece, right? You say your niece, right?
So it's my
Uh,
stepdaughter. You know
your
what I'm
your
saying?
stepdaughter. Okay,
I meant to tell you too. My stepson, man, he is a student at Jackson State now, man.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, prayers to your stepdaughter, man, and I hope you say your stepson, is he playing football or anything in the band or anything?
Now, right now, he's doing online course for this semester, and then he'll be
Okay,
on campus next semester.
okay, okay. Yeah, tell him if I can give him any advice, I would tell him to try to get into as much stuff as you can. Um, whether it's SGA, anything, try to get a lot
Hmm.
of experience, in those programs, getting out there, meeting people, especially that, you got kids, they want to be Greek and stuff. So you have to get your face out there and get to know people and get to meeting people and just take full advantage of the college experience, because once you're gone, you never get
Yes,
those years
yes,
back.
sir.
So
Yes,
yeah, man.
sir.
Yeah,
All right, man.
make
You
sure
have
you
a good
take
one,
them
brother.
studies well too, make
Yes,
sure like
sir.
the old
Oh
people
yeah,
say, get your lesson.
we we take seriously on the study, man.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Well, I appreciate you calling, man.
inside, bro.
All right, thank you.
All right. See.
Yeah, that was Doc from HBCU Overdrive. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel, man. Good brother, doing HBCU content as well. So make sure y'all go check him out, HBCU Overdrive. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight, man. We've been on for an hour and almost an hour and 30 minutes now. I know it's about to be 12 a.m. Central Time. And I know y'all got to go to work. Folks got to go to work tomorrow, so I ain't gonna keep y'all too much longer. I appreciate y'all tuning in to the platform tonight. We're gonna be doing more videos. We're gonna be going live. I'm gonna try to get some pre-game shows in as well. So yeah, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button for the algorithm so we can get back in the algorithm and get jumping again. And I appreciate y'all tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. I'm gone.